Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel. In today's video, we are going to discuss something personal, which is why did I choose to freelance over my 9 to 5 job. Now this is not something that only I have done. I know a lot of people who have done the same, or I know a lot of people who are nowadays choosing to freelance over getting into a 9 to 5 job. Now why is that happening? Why did I do that? That is what I'm going to cover in this video. So if you think that is interesting, watch this video till the end. And if you are new to this channel and you don't know me, I'm Jyotishree. I'm a freelance content writer and a social media manager, and on this channel I share videos related to freelancing, content writing, social media, earning money online, and vlogs about freelancing lifestyle. So if that's something that interests you, then consider subscribing to this channel and following me in this journey. Now to give you a background, I've started doing jobs, not essentially 9 to 5, but I started with part-time jobs where I was working in different call centers, and I started doing that right after my 12th examination because we were going through some financial crisis. So I had to get into a job and take care of at least what my education required, the costs and the expenses that it required. So that's when I basically started getting into jobs and earning money. I've worked ever since. There hasn't been any time that I have stopped working. So I've continued from there. When I started working in different call centers. Then I got into a company where I worked for almost 5 years. Now that was the longest period that I gave to any company. That was my 9 to 5, or rather it was a night shift job because we were working with the US healthcare industry, and since all of that operates when it is night time in India, we had to do night shifts. So that is basically the background. I shifted to freelancing from there, and I'll give you the reasons why freelancing is way better, and I don't think I'll ever go back to doing jobs, and I'll continue to be freelancer for the rest of my life. Now the very first reason I chose to freelance over a 9 to 5 job is the freedom. We get the freedom to work from wherever we want. We get the freedom to work whenever we want, and we also get the freedom to work with whoever we want. So there has been many instances where I have started working with people, but I did not end up liking their vibes, and a lot of things did not match. So I could stop working with them because I'm essentially working as a freelancer. When you are working with a company, you have to do what you are given. You have to work in the role that you are assigned. You have to complete the tasks that's assigned to you, and there's just no way out. But when you are working as a freelancer, it's not like that. Yes, when you are bound with a contract, or if you have promised someone something, some deliverables, then essentially you should always complete that, and you have to. But otherwise, till the point you have done that, or till the point you are not sure whether this is the type of client you would want to work with, or this is the type of work you would want to go with, you can leave that. So in freelancing, it's essentially up to you to decide who you want to work with and what projects you want to take up. And along with that, as I said, you get the freedom of time, you get the freedom of space. Nobody is going to come and check from where you are working or at what time you are working, as long as you are providing the work on time. If you have a deadline, then the clients would prefer that you always submit your work or deliverables before the deadline. But other than that, no one is going to come and ask you when you are working on or from where you are working. Now that is a big time independence, especially for someone who has worked in 9 to 5 jobs for more than 5 years. It was like a boon to me, and now that I know how it feels, I won't have it otherwise. Now the next reason I chose to freelance over my 9 to 5 job is that I get to work on things that I love. When I was in my 9 to 5 job or any other jobs that I was doing, usually I was mostly in the customer support role, or sometimes I was working in the sales department. Sometimes I was working in the back end department where I was basically working with a lot of data, and these are not essentially the things that I love. None of these are things that I want to work with in the long term. So when you are working in an office, there are chances that what you are good at or what you really want to do will not get appreciated. Now, when I was selected in my office, I did not have um, any background where I could say that I want to work as a content writer in that company. And as far as I knew, there was no such opening in that company at that time. So I was hired for a process, and I was working in that process as the customer support, and eventually I got to a different position, but it was never something that I really enjoyed. Now when I came to freelancing, I was sure what I wanted to do. I know that I love writing and I enjoy anything related to writing, so I switched to that. Basically in freelancing, I can learn whatever I want and I can choose to provide that skill as services to my clients. So again, that's a big thing here. In freelancing, it becomes way more sustainable because you are doing the things that you love, and in a 9 to 5 job you might not be doing the things that you love, which is why a lot of people are not happy with what they're doing, not happy with their jobs. Now another big thing for switching is, in a 9 to 5 job you are going to be micromanaged. I don't know whether any company exists where people are not micromanaging you. The hierarchies are set so that people can essentially micromanage you. That's what I feel. Now I remember when I was in my 9 to 5 job, we did not have the workload of 8 hours essentially every day, but our breaks, or whatever the off times we had, that was restricted, and we were asked to not take longer breaks, and we were asked to sit at our desk and do whatever we want, but not go out and take breaks, because what will the other teams think, and what will all the other people will think. So again, this is crazy. Now that I go back and think about it, this is crazy, and I'll never ever go back to an environment that promotes this. In freelancing, I have worked a lot. There have been times where I've worked for maybe more than 8 hours, but that's something that I'm choosing, and nobody is micromanaging me and telling me what I need to do and what I don't need to do. Yes, I have clients, and yes, I am answerable to them. They ask me questions, they tell me the corrections that I need to make when things go wrong, but nobody is micromanaging me in freelancing. I have the independence to write the way I want. I have the independence to handle the social media accounts of my clients the way I want, keeping the brand tone and brand values in mind. So there's just a lot of independence with no micromanagement. Another thing that has been like a blessing is, when I was working in my 9 to 5 job, I was literally begging for my holidays or my leaves. And let's say I'm taking a leave, a sick leave or whatever it is, for 2 days, 3 days. People who do that are literally looked down upon in that industry. If you are taking a lot of leaves, you're essentially not a good employee, not a good resource for the company. Your team leader is going to ask you why you are taking so many leaves, and your manager is going to tell you not to take so many leaves, and there's just a lot of things that make you feel that you are not in a job but in a jail. So yeah, that's the corporate culture, and I don't know who would want that. I am an Indian, although I'm working for the US healthcare industry, but essentially that industry will not give you a leave for Indian holidays. So if someone wants to take a leave on an Indian holiday, that person might not get it if there's a lot of work pressure, or if any other team member is taking a leave. you might not essentially get the leave that you want or get the holiday that you want. So there's just a lot of dependency here, and you literally have to beg for leaves, holidays, which is very, very suffocating. Now, the fifth reason that I decided to choose to freelance over a 9 to 5 job, which I would say is at that point when I was taking this decision, this was the most important factor, that is the potential to earn more. Now, the month when I left my 9 to 5 job, I remember I was doing both. I was doing my 9 to 5 job and I was also freelancing at the same time. So I was handling both because we were at home, we were in the lockdown situation back then, and we were at home. So I was being able to manage both, although it was becoming very hectic and I was heading towards a burnout. I could feel that, my family could feel that. So when I finally took the decision to leave my 9 to 5 job, that month I earned way more than what my salary was in my 9 to 5 job through freelancing. So that was the point when I realized that this is way better. I can work less than my 9 to 5 job. I can do the thing that I love. I can be more independent, and yet I can earn a lot more. So there were so many benefits to this that I just had to make this decision, and I did it. And now I can tell you, I'm never ever going to go back to doing any 9 to 5 job. So yes, these were all the reasons why I left my 9 to 5 job and chose to be a freelancer. And it's not that I did not learn anything from my 9 to 5 job and it was all black and nothing white. Everything is gray, and freelancing also has a lot of disadvantages, which I think I did talk about it in a video. I'll link it somewhere here. I did talk about why people should not freelance and what kind of mindset you need to have to be a successful freelancer. But there are a few things that my 9 to 5 job did teach me, and I think I will apply those things no matter what I'm doing in my life. So yeah, I'll surely make a video on that after this, so you can check out what are all the good things that I learned from my 9 to 5 job. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this rambly discussion on why I left my 9 to 5 job and chose to freelance. If you still have not subscribed to this channel, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.